Yes folks, it's midweek mashup again. This first clip was from the very first lockdown we had. Was it a month, 5 weeks, 3 weeks? It's all a blur now, but I tell you what I did do. Around 723 jobs. Yeah, I think we all did, just for something to do. This was one of those jobs. I think I'm going to try and fix it back here, maybe just across there, plug into there, up into here, a couple of raw plugs in there maybe, and just hold it for safety's sake. I don't think it's ever coming down, but it does bother me when you see little bits of cracks and stuff like that. Obviously it's all pinched together, but you know, it's been there, what, 12, 13 years, in the weather, in the wind. Better be safe than sorry, and they can maybe paint it, say, brown or something like that. Right, let's see whether I've got the piece that we used to form this all those years ago round in my dumping area. But I think I've still got, after 13 years, the former, what we call the form part that we use for the brick. Another project is my old trailer. These are all my chum, for shark chum, buckets. That's the old, this is very good for chopping up chum, or if I ever find it, it can quadruple a mole. Bam. Let's see if I can get into it this way. I think I can get through. I'm pretty sure I never threw this away. In case Michael wanted an arch for, if he wanted an arch. I'm going to have to go that way, guys. Force our way through spare dustbins and lids and bits of plastic. Look, I haven't wanted it for 13 years. But I know it's here. It is. Here it is. Here it is. How am I going to get at it? Okay. I think it's going to be the bigger of these arches. I think. Okay. That presumably went like this. Yeah, and was fixed on like that. Okay, that's how we worked it when I was doing it with the bricklayer. We made the pro forma piece like that. I'm hoping that that will still work, and I'm going to have to adjust that to there, bend it round, put it up and screw it. That is the plan. It's not one of my better plans, but it might just work if I can get it out. I'm going to keep that piece of wood. You never know when you want a piece of wood, you see, you never know. Don't throw, look at all the guttering I've got there. Oh God, I'm lost. I'm totally lost. So what's bothered me for some time is this arch. Let's just put this here, because I see a crack there, and I just wonder, with the gate bang sometimes in the wind, I had when we built this, it's concreted, like a pro-forming piece, a former that we made here, that we bent round to lay the bricks onto set. I'm going to put them back there. See, the idea is this. Put a bend into it. Yeah, I think that's going to work, people. I think that's going to work. I'm going to make 2 cuts. Probably. That's, but I feel a lot safer. Probably. I think I'll cut it oversized first. Firewood. Not quite firewood. just putting, because I can't get sand and cement, I've got a bit of tube of drip fill left. And I'm just putting a bit of that in, that front edge to bond it in position. So when I do get some sand and cement, I can fill that in level, and it's actually hopefully pinched in position. Then I'm guessing I'll probably paint this with the same colour cream as that when I can get back to the DIY place. It's just a safety factor, guys. That's all it is. Well, I'm glad that archway job is out of the way. I've been meaning to do it for about 3 or 4 years. One benefit of the lockdown, no excuse for not doing those jobs. And now, of course, I could get into the tackle shack and have a cook-up. That's right. There was a lot of time for cook-ups in that lockdown as well. I've actually done loads of jobs around here. In fact, I haven't filmed a lot of them now. There's only so many I can film. I'm going to aim to try and build a roof platform up in the top. Now look, the whole of the front has been stained. You probably won't see it, but all the wood up there, I stained all this yesterday. I've got about half a gallon of stain left, so I'm making it to go as far as I can. So, and had to get some more wood, running out of wood here. That guy in the reflection, he's here all the time, he must live here. Here we are, sanctuary. Thank goodness there's one bolt hole I can go to. Alright, put everything down. Put my secret camera case down that nobody knows how it works. Right, fire going, I think. Right, while that fire is taking hold, I'll tune that down a bit until it gets hot. Already temperature's creeping up. I've got the 3 racks in there. Smoke's coming out, so something's happening. I'm going to shut this door because the way the wind's blowing, it might circulate it back in here. There goes the smoke. Once it gets hot, it doesn't smoke much. That's going like a real steam engine, a real puffing billy. Very, very windy today. Changing the weather, but the sun's out. So, one of the big ponds I had here, decent sized one, I filled out. We're gradually using it as our composting cum rubbish dumping area for everything organic. I've got to stake up that willow over there. Everything else has been, well, pretty much in line with what it should be. Now you can see I've been netting this pond out as well. There's tons of oak leaves in there, but that way down here my lilies hopefully will get a chance to get some sunlight, getting rid of the duckweed slowly, and all the rubbish here that can go on the fire. So that's all going to be raked up today. Pots have been painted, repairing the staining the bridge there. That's all done. Yeah, I've got rid of loads of the duckweed. You can see it all here, loads of it, and that let the sunlight in. In fact, I'll show you the other one. This one is a lavateria's got to come out. Oh yeah, Dougie's been repaired except for his hat. Poor old Dougie's hat's getting blasted off. We get an east. We know when the wind's blowing easterly, his hat gets blasted off. I transplanted this bush and it's going absolutely mad. So some grow, this one doesn't. That's not doing too well. It's not like the windy area. We get totally blasted by the wind here. Loads of buds coming out here. That's going to be a massive wipe when it comes out. Now the piece for the bonfire. Now look at the difference in this one. This is the same plant that's down the back by Dougie the Scarecrow, and you can see it's in the sunshine and loads of flowers in it. And that's just the fact it gets the sunlight up here, over there by Dougie's in the shade. Huge difference. This pond I've been gradually clearing out the blanket weed, and you can see the lilies are very, very small this year. They're just dumped in there as they are. The problem is if I put soil and put them in pots like you should do, you get a better lily, but they spread like crazy. The soil comes out and creates, you know, rooting areas for other plants. And we've got the yellow iris here, or flag I think they call it. So because I've cleared this, there's more daylight. Those lily pads have gone, well, sort of a burgundy colour, and obviously they will go green. And then, if we're still in lockdown, I'll be really ticked off, because when I see lilies like this, folks, when I see lilies like this, let's get that plastic out. There's only one species I think of. That's right, tench. Well, yeah, okay, crucians as well. My God, there's a load of small tadpoles down there. Can you see those? Look at that lot. I wonder why they're just on the edge there, for oxygen or for temperature, right on the edge. Any frog experts out there know why the tadpoles are right up on the top edge there. Anyway, see if that fire's going and we get the food on the go. Well, people, I've had the wife and daughter in here, 3 of us sitting, self-isolating and chatting in the tackle shack. Burgers, fries, I'm going to call them home fries, just roast potatoes sliced up, fried after a fashion. Onions that would normally be caramelised, totally cremated and black. In fact, crunchy. So crunchy, the wife thought she'd broken a filling on it. Bread, and then because we have to go back to the house to get the butter, the knife, the fork, the plate. Cheese wouldn't melt properly, couldn't get the plates heated. The actual food itself, sausages and burgers, was really good. But the 3 of us have been here, but I can't let it go without mentioning it, because it scared the bejesus out of me. I put the chips in some silver paper, baking foil. I put some cooking oil in there as well, just to moisten it up a bit. Folded it all up, posted it into the oven. Away we go, up goes the temperature, we're frying away. Wife and daughter are sitting outside here on the patio, relaxing, chilling in the last of the winter sunshine. Spring sunshine, I should say. Feels like winter today. I thought, I've never noticed that oven door smoke like that before. I opened it, whoo, smoke everywhere, closed it. Oh, okay, it's 220 odd degrees now. The next thing, boom. Funny but not funny. I thought the tackle shack was going. The oven burst. I shouldn't laugh really. It's the first time it's happened to me. As the actress said to the bishop. It burst into flames. Open the door. You know why? To give it more oxygen. Holy! The net curtain was nearly going. I shut it down. Because with this stove, you can't turn it off, can you? It's running on burning wood. So the damper was closed anyway at the front. The flames are coming out everywhere. Fortunately, it got starved of oxygen and it went out. But I feel I've got to mention it, because although I'm laughing, I can assure you it wasn't funny at the time. It really wasn't funny at the time. I thought, my beloved tackle shack is just going to be a cinder. The only thing, the benefit would be that the cinder that I got in the frying pan with those red onions that were cremated matches the cinder of my lovely tackle shack. Beware, I made a mistake there. That must have got so hot in there. I figure, somebody tell me, I figure the cooking oil, only a bit, vaporised in there and then combusted. Now why does it, I've seen pictures of people having frying pans and you throw a cloth or a fire blanket over the frying pan that's flame, you do not put water on it. And I think the only thing that starved it was closing the door, because opening the door was not good. Anyway, I just mentioned it for what it is, guys. It is what it is. A learning process, very much so. But it's fabulous here. Girls have gone off to do the washing up. I think that's very civilised to get the women doing the washing up. We just sat here talking. And do you know what? We both said the same, my daughter and I. We just didn't feel right today. I didn't wake up right. Yesterday we had a really good day. And I said, well, I noticed there's loads and loads of birds yesterday. You know, it was nice weather. The wind's changed. It's gone to northerly. Is it the weather that makes us feel a little bit off? We all have a good day and a bad day. But it's sunny. And even the wife said, well, I didn't wake up quite as chirpy this morning. Well, listen, the way things are, you're not going to be chirpy in the world at the moment, are you? People, I've got to find a job to do. We're going to go for our 1 hour walk. I guess we go across the fields again. Oh, we've probably worn a rut there. We've been backwards and forwards so many times. And then another one we saw. This was funny. So let's put this down. This is how bizarre people are. We're walking along, which we're allowed to do. We're walking along, as we are allowed to do with a family. Myself, my wife, my daughter. We were in our own house. We're walking along. Then coming down the pathway was husband, a wife, a couple of kids, dog, usual stuff. And as we're walking there, you obviously try and park. So you think, are they going left? Are they right? Are they, which way are they going? This way? The disease is that side, or is the disease this side? You know, it's like some of these people, a bit peculiar. None of us want to get it, do we? So I said, look, just stand here and let these people walk past. So we stood to the side of the footpath like this, and the people just curved in an arc slowly. Dog runs up to us, and I thought, well, I like patting the dog, and you're going, hi mate, how are you going? You good? And you're, oh, I mustn't touch it because they think I'm polluting it with bacterial black plague or something. So they did the arc like this, and we were just talking like this, being polite, we thought, letting it go by. And then the woman got her kid about 8 or 10, and yanked him away from us. Just told us, like, get away from that filthy Pullen family. They're diseased, you know. Oh, I mean, people, come on. Just a bit of share and share alike, eh? There's some real funny ones out there, isn't there? Some of you other people must have had some of those. It's just, look, so which one has got the plague? No one's ever really going to know till they do the testing. But you have to be a bit courteous. Get the 2 meters, 3 meters, whatever you want. You don't have to snatch your child away like this from us. We're people out there, but that's the way of the world. I fear more of it to come. Got me talking now. I don't know what was it I was going to... Smith. What was I going to do, Smith? He comes in telepathy. Hang on. Oh, I do like Dr. Spock. Yes, Smith, yes. You're coming through loud and clear. Yes. Over by the boat, broken fencing. Yes, yes. You let off homework tonight. I'll get it done. Yeah, Smith just sent a telepathic report to me that over by my boat, some of the fencing's fallen down. So I'm going to do that and cheer myself up a bit. We're going to pin these together. That's good. Possibly one at the bottom. It'll fit. Time for a new drill bit, I feel. There we go, people. All that remains. That one's all okay. Let's put my support board here. Brand new screw. Oh my god. Oh no, it's got a bend on it. Tell her right. It looks a bit rough in here, so this was as close to my marina as I ever get. I want to stain it, but you know guys, I haven't got much stain left. I think I'd better do it, see how much I can get out. Well, it doesn't appear as though the stain is soaking up what we call hungry wood. It's what we used to call, my grandfather used to call it hungry. When I used to do furniture business, it was called hungry wood. So as you put the scratch cover on the polish, it just soaked it up. So this doesn't appear to be. I might be able to spare enough to do the marina, albeit it is a dry dock at the moment, as you can see. It just gives me a little bit of hope that we eventually get launching the boat in a real marina. Let's she's over there, look. She's just, I could so close. I can reach out and touch her. Don't worry. 1 month they'll let us off the hook and I shall get you straight out there. Well, that is really all I can spare for my marina sound, guys. I can't do the inside, but I've done. Let's have a look down here. I've done all along this side, so it's as good as it gets when it fills up with water, because the other well is in there somewhere. There's a hole, that looks like a mouse hole or something. Enjoy. Then, next job, these are going to be good this year. There's a Lavaterias planted from a cutting 2 years old. That is going to be really good as long as I keep it wet. And of course here, guys, the bluebells are out in force. Beautiful colours. Lovely evening to be out. Almost not worth going in for tea. I think it's something luxurious like benedle de toaster. Beans on toast. Which doesn't really go well with a glass of red wine. Okay, steps. I might as well make these a little bit tidier in case the rear admiral or somebody turns up to come aboard. You whistle them aboard. Christ, I'll probably get carried off by a red kite now I've done that. That's better. All these jobs, they just sort of make you feel better, like there's some normality in the world. When in fact, it's like a bloody box of frogs. There we go. I don't want to do any more. I want to save this for my Kenya corner area. One more job to do before the cork pops from the red wine bottle. And that is just put some potting compost in the wife's pots for the geraniums. Oh, I might as well keep her happy. Another job off the list is another half day's fishing, I figure, when it all comes back online. Beep, beep, beep. With time on my hands, I thought it's time I made a Frankenrod. That's a Frankenstein fishing rod made out of broken sections of other bits and pieces of rods. I had time on my hands. I could put it together with sellotape, brown paper and pieces of string. I love making something out of nothing. Well, I've been messing around with my Frankenrod, Frankenstein rod. The top half of a broken carp rod, new rings, the bottom half of a broken carp rod, obviously screw winch fitting. But when I was fighting the last fish, catching them, battling them in, I thought, something doesn't feel right. And I think it's because it's very thin. I don't like these modern carpy type blanks. Can't change it, it's broken, because I love my doorknob on the bottom here. But it's glued on. So now, years ago we used to use Cork a lot, which is very comfortable to use. Luckily for me, I have got some of these things left. I've got, in fact, an awful lot of these things left. You know me, boys, so I don't throw anything away. They come in different diameters and they come in different wall thicknesses of the cork. Now I don't need much here, and I'm not going to take the rings off. I can't take the fitting off. It's definitely set with arrow die. So years ago what we used to do when we make rods up like this, we just to run a knife down, split the cork apart, open it, put it over here, and then try and pack it till we got roughly the right diameter with masking tape, glue it in position. Now listen, it's got a bit Heath Robinson glue in it, but I've got some arrow die, and I'm going to go and get a section for here and here. It just makes it look a bit better, and it's something to get my fingers around. I think the older you get, you want a bigger diameter to hold on to. You don't want these little thin sticky bits. Anyway, this is what the diameters look like. Yes, I have plenty. I've even got these. Does anybody ever use these anymore? Years ago we used to call these coasters. Obviously the rod blank goes through here, your reel goes through there, and you would screw that down. Everybody must be familiar with the standard screw winch fittings there. Got a couple of spares, brand new ones, you never know when you want to make something up. And I've got all these lovely corks, but they've got different diameters, thicknesses and everything. So I'm going to try and find, and also a length. I need one that's going to go over the top here, just there. Basically, probably any of these going to cut that down. That one looks a little bit short. I figured that one might be okay. But as you can see, the diameter here has got to be packed up here. For that I use masking tape. So we use that one. And I want a short piece at the front here. Give me a nice foregrip. I think possibly that might be a bit big. Oh, and this one actually has a taper to it at the top. Also there's a few mouse chews there. It's got a bit of a taper. Oh, do I put that at the top? Maybe not. Turn it round. I could use it there. Right, let's get these sorted out. I want that one. Possibly that one. So first thing I need to do is to measure from the drawer handle here to the base, just there, and cut off the section with a sharp, hopefully he says, Stanley knife. Now when these are glued on, these are smooth corks, but you can get different grades of corks as well, and you can sand them back, or you can, you know, leave them rough if you want rough. That's off. So I've got my length there, and then what I'm going to do carefully, I'll find if I put a bit of spit either side of this, I can run down. See, let's put it there. I'll run down very, very careful, just with a sawing motion, like this. Score it to start with. Put my finger behind the blade. Hopefully. These are 35-year-old corks, at least. You can hear, that's why I put a bit of spit on there. Now that, hopefully you can see there, will open up and it will pop around there, but it's going to be loose. So I'm going to gauge that roughly, and then I'm going to get some masking tape, and I pack at the top, and I pack at the bottom, and I pack in the middle, just like this. Easy peasy, what a great thing to do on a boring winter's night. Nothing better than tinkering with your tackle on a winter's night. Now the big thing is, when we used to do it, you'll be careful that you don't actually overcook it. When I say that, you make that too fat. You can see the diameter there, so take a look like that. And another thing, if you pack it too tight, you've got no space for the glue. So I tend to go at the front and the back. Look, you could go into your local tackle shop and ask them if they've got any broken sections of rod you can mess around with. They probably want to sell you a new one, but you might even have yourself broken sections of rod. Most people, though, won't have a FRANKENROD with a drawer handle or door handle on the back. I'm going to have more fish on this, I can tell you I'm going to have more fish on it. A foregone conclusion, boys. Right, bear with me when I get this tape set up. Okay, pack that up now. I've checked it a couple of times, always pinch that tape down nice and tight. Now I've already checked that, so I know where I've put that split there, look. That's going to go over. Don't open it so far that it splits the other side. That defeats the object. This is just a way of getting this on without taking that off. So I'm going to put some alder on there, there and there, and then very carefully work that over there. You're not going to need much glue. You don't have to use this. I'm not selling this brand of glue. It's just what I've got a tube of. You're not going to need much, that's for certain. You can use other sort of Evo stick, just standard glues. I'm just using this because, correct, I've got it. 2-part epoxy. It's a 5-minute rapid one, so I've got time to move the cork up and down should I so want. Just gradually dab it around there. Now, trying to avoid getting it all over my fingers. Come on, you can do it. Don't forget, I haven't got any glue. There we go. Now, as you can see, it's on there. The split I'm going to put that way, because I would generally fish with the rod here. So the split I'm going to put there. I've got 5 minutes to set this. Just rub as you squeeze it together, any surplus up and down there. And then the same masking tape. Go tight on one side and just pull, as this goes up in 5 minutes, pull that join together, and I've smeared it into the join. Now you will get some sticking to the paper there, the masking tape paper, and you can always trim that off, or indeed sand it off. Now I'll just give that the 5 minutes to set, and then I'll do the same up here. In fact, while that's going on, because it's a fast set, 5 minutes, let's trim this end up and get the right length on that there. So while that one's drying, I'm just going to put a tiny little chamfer. You see that, just because this is going at the top end, just pop little bits off. It just gives me a bit of taper. And I can always touch that with a sandpaper. Fine sandpaper would be best, really. Otherwise use a coarse one, and it breaks up the cork, crumbles the cork. Just get a bit of sandpaper, take the worst of that edge off, just lightly. Yeah, you can also clean cork up as well. You know, if you have a dirty cork handle on a rod, you can get fine sandpaper and you can clean it right up. And if you get big cracks and holes in your cork, if you've got an old rod, you can get some of these pieces of cork, grind them up and put the powder in there with a bit of clear glue. That's how we used to repair our rods years ago. Right, going to run that split down there, if you can see that, just straight down there. Again, taking very, very great care. I've had a nasty accident with a Stanley knife and had stitches in the hand here, about 5 or 6 stitches. So I can tell you guys now, be very, very careful with any sharp knives. I can remember I was in one of my furniture shops doing furniture. It went like that, but pop, that's all it did. And I opened there, I thought, oh my God, that's quite deep. What's that white stuff? And it was the bone underneath. And I can tell you what is excruciating, not the cut. The needle, when they opened it up and put the needle straight into the raw meat, it was excruciating, trust me. Sorry if anybody's having their tea at the moment. Right, that's nearly 5 minutes with that one. Yeah, that's just going off. So I'm going to tape up here, as I have done previously, using the masking tape. Years ago we did all our own rod building. You just go and buy the blank, buy the fittings, buy the rings, whip them on, get the varnish, find out the spine direction of the blank. We knew all about that, you know, bending the rod over to find the spine. Myself and other guys, we all just built different rods, it's just the way it was then. And the tackle shops would sell you all the, well, I say tackle shops, it used to be some of the shops, not all of them, would sell you all the stuff for building rods. Building rods was the way forward. Some people just went to a rod builder, obviously they specialist ones. I've had my big game rods tarted up by professional rod builders. They'd probably cry if they saw them now. They make a very good job. They do diamond wraps, diamond whipping. This is a job from the Billy Bodge Up workshop. Check that hole there. Trust me, it's fun, it's great fun. And when you catch a fish on a rod that was snapped, it's going in the bin, it was snapped, it's done. it's had its life. No, you can give it a second lease of life. To me, that's what it's all about, salvaging something. Get something for nothing. Let's check that. That looks about the right sort of diameter. Some on the top end, some on the bottom end. There we go. Listen, it's just something to do to amuse me, and I love catching a fish on something different. I'm not one to obviously break the door down of the tackle shop with my Barclay card and thrust it in their hands. It's just the way it is. I've been brought up, probably because my parents out the Second World War, make, do and mend and all that. So there we go, a little bit on the fingers. So I'm going to open this up and slide it over one hopes. That's one I know, there's the other, that's got it. Now you can see maybe the surplus of the glue there, so if I'm fishing, I'm going to be fishing this way. I don't want to see the joint, so I put it the other way round. So joint's going to go at the back. Just going to run my finger down, pushing that surplus down into the crack and filling that up all along there. And then a little bit of masking tape just to pinch it together again. And there, imagine with the tape off of that. Got my hand grip here, cork at the bottom. It actually looks almost like a fishing rod. We'll come back to that when it's dry. Now if you look, maybe you'll be able to see this, I don't know. Just in the top there, you see that there's a gap. So what I do, I've powdered up a load of bits of cork down here. I'm going to mix it with some araldite and just push it in there just to round that off. It's just a bit of aesthetic value that I'm putting into it. Get some of the cork powder, get it in with it, stir it all up. That's just my way of doing it, guys. Cork sticks to the araldite. That will stick to absolutely everything. And just, pretty best a bit of spit normally does a job. And I just push those bits of cork in there with the glue. Or you can put the glue in first and sprinkle it on if you want. And now it's almost calling itself a proper fishing rod. I'll show this to you when it's dried off and I got the masking tape off. That'll be in the morning for me now. Yes, back on the edit machine. Better clear this up first, she'll go mad if she sees it. Just stuck myself to the pool table. Now then, I've made many Frankenrods over the years and caught bonefish and permit on them, barracudas, stingrays, loads of big fish, so I know they work. And of course all you tackle darts out there are just falling around laughing. There's a very old saying, he who laughs last. He who does a lot of laughing perhaps better not laugh till he's seen this next clip. Right guys, got a bite on Frank here, the old Frankenrod. This is a new cork butt, look at that, it looks like a real fishing rod now. Let's just see if there is anything on that. Yeah, probably dogfish. Let's just watch that. So we've only been a little while. It's getting near slack water, so I figured this is the time to... Oh! Frank's on! Frank's on. On the Frank, got a fish on Wayne. Got a fish on the old Frankenrod. Oh, has he come on? Probably a doggy. He's small. I guess it's a dogfish. Now, how big a fish can this take, guys? I'm well pleased with it at the moment. Here he comes, here he comes. Oh, look at this. Hey, Wayne, on the old Frankenrod. It's on the Frankenrod. Wayne did say there's some conkers here.
not at all catching fish.
This one's interesting. I think he's only got one eye. See it? I think he's only got one eye, but he's definitely throated that. That's a nice conger on that rod, you know. So how about that conger on the FRANKENROD? I could do no more than show you I built it and it works. Guys, thanks for watching this little mishmash. Hopefully I will get some more up. I'm going through the hard drives and finding lots of little clips that I've not even seen before myself. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. You guys know the score. Support us. We're trying to support you with some films. We'll see you next time, and hopefully a big fish on the end of the line.